Alright everyone, welcome back to Oshinoko episode 8. As usual, timer-based reaction on YouTube, picture-in-picture version in the description below, so grab your copies of the episode if you're still watching on YouTube because the countdown for the timer starts now. Alright. Akane? Mm-hmm. In a way. But, she even does the wink. Oh wow, would you look at that? People are more interested in the fake you than the real you, huh? Some of those eyes look kind of off. I don't know, like some of them felt not as, I don't know. The way she just moves. Yeah, it's tough for him, especially since we know actually giving him some trauma there. I mean, yeah, of course, but she reverts back, yeah. The eyes are back to normal as well. I love how both of them are. But I love how both of them are kind of supporting of her, especially what happened. And we know it's a bit more genuine here, and it's not just for show. I mean, yeah, of course, she's going to be a bit jealous, right? She sees it too. Interesting. Hmm. Oh my god. Ship names? The almost desaturated but blown out color tone here. Almost dreamy like. Back to normal. It was almost as if she was in her own world there, just for a bit. Oh. she she's so disappointed. Yeah, you would think something else. Not this. Nah. Right. Oh, I have a chance. Right. So about what you said before about when the lie and the truth begins. Or more importantly, how long until the lie becomes the truth? His relationship with Akane is a lie for now, but the strong possibility of it becoming reality. I do love this. I love how we are getting exposition, but the characters are doing something. Like, playing catchball is an excuse to give the exposition, but it feels natural. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, okay, okay. We've seen this concept being played before in a lot of different shows and stories that revolves around reincarnation. And that as well. She thinks he's a chuny. He does extrude some chuny behaviors. If you don't know the context at all, like if you're only seeing it from the outside, so. Hey. This relationship is lovely art. Hmm. Oh, it wasn't all that impressive. Yeah. Good shot. With the reflection and all. I could use her to further my investigations. Mm-hmm. Purely. Yeah, figured. They're the only couple that went for it. Don't worry, Arima, it's all a lie. For now. Until later when it becomes the truth. Where they actually do have feelings. Even though it started as manipulation. Hmm? He's gonna say yes. Or at least he's pushing for it. Because he needs her. Approaching the producer? Aqua? Yeah. Oh, oh, really now? Grown-ups. Grown-ups in a child's body? The bad kid. Uh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right, right. Yeah. Sure. As per the contract. He's a shrewd one, yeah, that's for sure. Mm, right. Alright, alright. Finally progressing. Mm-hmm. Let's have some fun, come on. Yeah. Oh, here we go, here we go. For the time being. Hmm. Questions. She has a pretty good eye, that's for sure. As an actress. Okay. Not in the person who you are, but in the person that you are acting. Huh. Oh, interesting split that we're having here. Mem and Aqua going on the same path. Hmm. Oh. Ah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Join me, Kamaji. Come on. That's like obvious now because she's pushing it a bit. You know, like they're hinting about it. He's not joking. I'm pretty sure the other character that we saw in the opening is her. Not that I'm thinking about it. All right, a solid episode from Oshinoko. Um, Obviously, this episode we are focusing a bit more about the blurry line between the truth and the lie, right? It's the common theme of the show, right? How when is a lie and when is the truth, right? And when does the lie become the truth, right? Usually it's not the other way around. You don't make the truth become the lie. Like that's usually not the case. It's usually the lie becomes the truth, right? You would lie about something, but then later on, that lie you would actually do, and it becomes the truth. Um, I do love that we are kind of paralleling again some of the hardships that I um, has been through, especially about her working condition, about um, her lie, basically, right? Of her being an idol, even though that's what everybody thinks is the truth. But in reality, we know that she's just putting on a really, really tough act of like, yeah, she can't really do that in the beginning, but she's working so hard to achieve that to the point where the lie becomes the truth, right? Same thing here is happening between this relationship between Akane and Aqua. Um, I do find it, well, first of all, it is partly wholesome because seeing these two together, especially after what happened before, the things that happened with Akane, Aqua's own a life of being nothing but darkness and sadness at the same time. So it's really nice to see them actually bond together. But the problem is, how much is the bonding real, right? That is the question that this episode is trying to give us, the audience, and I think it's doing a pretty good job at it. Because we keep on questioning on whether or not their relationship at work on this reality show is real or not. Obviously, they say no, but deep down, some of them would actually say yes. Especially Akane. I would say Akane has feelings for Aqua. Maybe not fully developed into like true love, but there are feelings towards him. I mean, hey, he is the one who saved her life. He is the one who orchestrated the whole video and all, just saving her reputation basically. Like there is that level of depth that she kind of owes to him, but at the same time those can develop into something that is more, right? Can't really say the same about Aqua though, because Aqua is still only doing this for, for furthering his own goals to catch whoever is the murderer of I, right? The one who orchestrated the murder, right? The father himself. And then, of course, the teetering between the past, the truth and the lie once again. I think it's pretty straightforward at this point, like the message of the story. I'm sorry, not the story, but the story of this episode. But yeah, overall great episode. I do love how Akane switches back and forth between real Akane and fake Akane, Akane, Aikane. um, kind of goes to show like the range that she has as an actress, which is good, right? Because she is a really talented person, and it's like one thing that I feel like the show has already discussed this before, but it's like the the idea that you are being loved not as yourself but as the person that you're acting, right? Like Hollywood celebrities, for example, like actors and actresses. Some people don't really love them for who they are, but they love them for the roles that they are playing, right? Oh, I love this character, I love that character. The actor and the actress, not so much. They may have probably done some really terrible things in the past, nowadays. And it's kind of the same thing that I'm feeling with her, or at least the way she is being perceived for the most part. I'm sure she realizes that her friends, like her co-workers, really care about her for who she is. But in the sense of like the staff and like the show, and especially the audience themselves, right? The people who are watching this show, most of them would still probably see Akane as this character that Akane is playing, not for who she is, right? And part of the reason why I think this blooming relationship between Aqua is growing is because Aqua is one of the first people in the show that truly sees Akane for who she is, right? And it's this, I don't want to say emotional manipulation, but it's this emotional manipulation that Aqua is getting on with Akane. That is, on one hand, I can totally understand why he's doing it. Of course, he wants to use her, right? She, for some reason, of course, she knows about I more than him, which kind of surprises him. But again, it also goes to show the dynamic between fan and son. Like, there's this thing that he's it's the thing that he was discussing a bit with Arima here, which I really love. This, by the way, I love how they are. This is essentially an exposition dump scene where the characters aren't just expressing their full-on emotions and their thoughts to the audience, right? They are relaying the things that is in their mind to you so you understand them more, but they're doing it in a very clever way. In essentially, they are doing activities, right? They're not just sitting there and then just talking to you like a narrator or whatever. Nope, they're just doing an activity. It doesn't matter how mundane it is, but it is an activity nonetheless. And in reality, in the real world, we would usually do these activities as kind of like the okay, we're gonna do this, but secretly I want to talk about something. You know what I mean? Like, let's hang out, let's talk, let's have a walk, for example, right? Mundane things, but it's used for us to actually communicate further with somebody else. And they're kind of doing it with this. Like, they don't really have to animate them, throwing baseballs, right? But if the intent is just to give out exposition, but obviously that's gonna be really terrible. So they use this instead, and I really appreciate that. I really think this is a pretty good way to give out exposition without it feeling too forced, and it gives an opportunity for both of them to, not just to give out information to the audience, but also just to hang out and be more, just to build up their relationship more. These three characters, Aqua, Arima, and Akane, yeah, it's a growing triangle, that's for sure. And it's almost meta in a way, because that is like what the reality show is trying to portray, right? The reality show is trying to showcase all of these, like, what do I call it? These more dramatic than life relations between these characters, right? It's a bit dramatized, right? It's still reality, but it's a bit more dramatized, right? With all of the cameras rolling and stuff. It's kind of like that, which is kind of, I do like that. I like how the show is telling us that. Well, the show itself is a dramatization of such events. But yeah, here's the thing about like Aqua and Akane, right? Akane, as I said, may have feelings for him. Maybe it's starting to grow. But when it comes to Aqua, that feeling may not essentially be mutual. For Aqua, it may still be work, right? For now, right? That's the thing. That's the thing that they are hinting, right? Oh, you guys, you're gonna be dating, right? You're gonna be like a couple. for now, right? It's only for work for now, right? You're only acting for now, right? Because the more they keep this up, the more then it becomes reality, the more it becomes the truth. Same thing with same thing with basically everything else. Like, people lie to themselves about one thing, but then ultimately that lie becomes who they are, right? And especially for Aqua, using her as, I guess, a means to further his own gain. I don't know how she's going to factor into all of this, by the way, but I mean, hey, Aqua has a plan, right? Let's just roll with it for now. But again, it's a matter of, okay, how are you going to utilize her? How are you going to use her? How are you going to make her further your own goals without accidentally revealing that you are the son of but at this point, she is pretty much on like the right trajectory. She's on the right path. Like how the f did she like figure out that, oh yeah, I probably had like a child or some sort, you know what I mean? But it kind of goes to show like how well she actually analyzes things, and I think that's like one of her defining traits. Like, she may not be what's the word I'm looking for? She may not necessarily be not attractive. That's not the word I'm looking for. Not appealing either. Let's just put it this way. Her normal self is really normal. That sounds wrong. That sounds weird. Like, the normal stuff is normal. Like, yeah, duh. Point is, her ability to change character and to know characters, to become a character, is something of note, and it can be a weapon for Aqua, depending on how he's going to use it, and that's like the thing that I'm worried about. It's not worried about like whether or not the story can be good or bad, but it's more so worried about the implications of what Aqua is going to do with her. Like, more morally speaking, right? Which is why I think in the future they're probably gonna become like an actual thing. I think they're gonna actually become like an actual couple. Like, that's like the twist, right? And that's not really a twist, but it's more like, oh yeah, we were dating, but now we're actually dating. And it would work really well with the theme of the show about, again, like, sounding like a broken record, the truth, the lie becoming the truth. Overall, yeah, especially this moment when he goes in for the kiss, like, this is deliberate. Like, he chose to kiss her, right? It's almost like a tactical kiss. Like, okay, I'm going to kiss you, so you are going to feel things for me, and now we're going to be dating for a few months, and if the relationship grows further and you grow more attached to me, then I'm going to use you even more, and we can extend the date, and then we could actually become a real couple, and then I can use you forever. Haha, really evil. Of course, that's not really what is going on, but if I'm just twisting it, that's kind of what it is. But I'm really curious to see like how everything is going to go. It appears especially that we are also going to be continuing some of the mystery plotline, if you will, because we've kind of taken a bit of a backseat on that. Like that's kind of being shoved just a bit, just to focus a bit more on these characters, and especially growing these two as characters, right? Kind of necessary, I would say, to basically, oh yeah, the mystery elements, finding the father, and that can wait for now. That can wait. We need to focus more on the characters first. We need to build them up, so that once we have established all of the characters, and I feel like that's going to be season 1 in general, Because I know this is gonna be a pretty long show, right? Like after season 1 is over, there's probably gonna be like 2 or 3 more seasons after this, judging by how long the manga is from like some manga readers that told me about this, or at least through some of the discussions on like how long the series is gonna be and the pacing of this adaptation. I feel like season 1 of Oshinoko is merely a setup for like the future seasons. Like this is just the setup for, okay, these are the characters, these are the main players. Next season, we are going to utilize those main characters, those main players, those people, and we're going to be clashing them with one another, right? So that's how I'm feeling. So overall, because we are like 8 episodes in, well, 10 or 11 episodes in if you count like the first episode as like multiple different episodes, but like 8 episodes into the show, and I feel like it's fine. It's a fine show. It's not great for me, but it's still fine. But it's merely because we are still in like the setup phase. There's a lot of setup here. There's a lot of ideas being presented, a lot of questions being thrown in, with obviously no answers for now, right? We're saving that for later, but I feel like with each season, or as the story progresses further, I feel like I am going to enjoy this a lot more. I feel like the payoff is going to be better than the journey to get to the payoff. Because right now, I do feel like Oshinoko is a fine show. It's not like the best show in my opinion for now, but it's still pretty good in some aspects. Like it's not really blowing me away in terms of like storytelling and whatnot, and especially like the entertainment angle, because like there's a lot of other shows and stories and movies out there that are also focusing on, you know, entertainment industry bad, but there's also some good things in them as well. And it's just not hitting it for me in Oshinoko, but I do appreciate that they are focusing a bit on it. And again, it's a matter of like how far they're going to explore it, right? And I think that's pretty much it for my discussion for this episode of Oshinoko. I am excited to see what happens next. I'm going to assume that the next episode we're going to be focusing a bit more on Bikomachi, because we just ended the episode with the invitation for Mem to, hey, join the club. Because Bikomachi and the idol stuff, we haven't really done any of that, like, at all. Like, we've been focusing a lot on Aqua. Not, like Ruby herself hasn't even been fully utilized in the season, I would say. Like, it's mostly the Aqua Hoshino show, with Ruby in the back. Like, Ruby feels more like a side character. Heck, Ruby feels more like a side character than Arima does. Like, Arima feels more like a main character because she has more presence screen time wise, and she's also like she has more interactions with Aqua. She's furthering the plot just a bit in terms of like her dialogue with him, whereas Ruby feels more like we've been setting her up as the character that wants to rebuild the idol group that her mother used to be in, but we haven't really focused on it that much. So yeah, if there's one thing that I will say about Oshinoko is, while I think the stuff with Aqua is pretty neat, they're not really giving Ruby a lot of shine. Not that I don't mind, because that just means that Ruby is a side character for now, but it does feel a bit disappointing that we are 8 episodes in and Ruby feels like the character with the least she is the least fleshed character out of all of them. Like, there's some interesting stuff with her, but compared to like some of the other characters, especially compared to like Akane, for example, she doesn't really have that much presence for me to care that much, if that makes sense. For now, at least. I'm expecting to grow more. I'm expecting to to like her more in the future as she gets more screen time, and especially now with Mem joining B Komachi, I feel like that's gonna be where we're gonna be meeting more and more about Ruby, Arima, Mem, and the idol stuff. So that's pretty much it for my discussion. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction as well. If you do, hit the like, subscribe, Patreon for those who want to support the channel. Links in the description below. And that's pretty much it. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Have a nice day. Peace.